Very fine quote. The gift of friendship, love, we're talking about this morning. And 1 Samuel 23, verses 15 to 18. Please turn with me, either in your iPhone Bibles or your paper Bibles. 1 Samuel 23, verses 15 to 18. While David was at Horesh in the desert of Ziph, he learned that Saul had come out to take his life. That's good news, isn't it? And Saul's son Jonathan went to David at Horesh and helped him find strength in God. You can underline those words, great words. Don't be afraid, he said. My father Saul will not lay a hand on you. You will be a king over Israel, and I will be second to you. Even my father Saul knows this. The two of them made a covenant before the Lord. Then Jonathan went home, but David remained at Horesh. Father, when we look at this story of Jonathan and David, we see that the Christian friendship, love, remains supportive in hard times. And how important that is for us to both give this kind of love and also receive it in hard times. Verse 16 says that Saul, Jonathan's father, had come out to take David's life. This is about as hard as it gets. I hope you never have an experience where your friend's life is at stake. So this was pretty extreme here. King Saul was the first king chosen by God to rule over Israel. He was originally the Lord's anointed, but he lost his right to rule through his disobedience and his sin. And what that tells me is a marvelous application for my life. There's always a price to pay for disobeying God. Always a price to pay. And Saul was paying this price of disobeying God, and so do I pay it. And so do you pay it when we disobey. David was then chosen by the Lord to be the anointed one. So Saul became absolutely paranoid about any success that David had. In fact, Saul became paranoid about the fact that David was still alive, because Saul knew that his days on the throne were numbered as long as David was alive. 1 Samuel 20:31, Saul says to Jonathan in reference to David, now send and bring him to me, for he, David, must die. Ooh, that's pretty extreme, isn't it? David and his followers were fugitives. They were outlaws on the run in this period. Their lives are full of hardship and danger because they're being hunted by the most powerful man in Israel. 1 Samuel 26:20 says this, David describes himself as simply being a flea. How insignificant, how much more insignificant than you can get than a flea? A flea is less than a mosquito. A flea is probably the most insignificant creature that we can imagine. And he says, I feel like a flea because this man is hunting me. He says he's being hunted like, quote, a partridge in the mountains, unquote. British publication gave a prize for the best definition of a friend. And this definition was, a friend is this, the one who comes in when the whole world has gone out. And how beautiful that is. And that is what Jonathan was doing for David at this point. The whole world had gone out on him. The king was looking to kill him, and Jonathan came in and supported him. Proverbs 18:24, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. May we be this type of friend to people. May we reach out to people and give this friend.